Studio Day Heffrey. I'm me, Jeff. Cavanaugh! Glad to have you here. Cowboys have signed a football player, which is always exciting. Of course, they signed a football player that, well, locally, a lot of people probably know his name because he's a former Texas Longhorn. He's a former third-round pick. We will talk about that, but then I also want to talk about the five guys still out there that I wish that the Cowboys would pick up the phone and do something about. And you can tell me if I'm right or wrong. You can tell me if there's somebody you've got your eye on. This will be brought to you by my partners at Bet Online. They continue to be the number one source for all your sports betting needs, all your sports info. You get all the latest odds, your news, your sports developments, including NBA Summer League, where Hardy for the Mavericks is getting after it. Major League Baseball, the latest fighting news, next season's early NFL futures. Get on over to the website or use your mobile device to sign up today to receive your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Just use the promo code BELIEVE, BLEAV, to get the bonus and get into the action. Bet online, where the game starts. Bet online, where the game starts. Yes, the Cowboys, according to my friend Mike Fisher, have signed Malik Jefferson, the former University of Texas linebacker who, coming out of high school, boy, Malik Jefferson was considered a stud. And he was one of those guys that if you've been around here a lot, you know that I enjoy the NFL draft. I study these guys, been doing it for, I forget how many years. I don't know, like 8, whatever. And Malik was one of those guys that I think going into his final year of college, it was like, man, this guy's going to be a first-round player. He's so good. He's awesome. He's great. And then you watched his tape after the year and you went, ooh, pretty athletic guy, but no. And the tape on him was like, okay, that's a day 3 guy, third, fourth round player. And he ended up being drafted in the 3rd round. And Malik Jefferson's never really been able to get a foothold anywhere. Spent last year with the Colts, where I believe he played a grand total of 9 special team snaps, recorded no tackles on the year. So Malik Jefferson signing with the Cowboys is just a guy going to his home state and hoping to catch on. Now, the good news for him is when you look at the Cowboys roster, the linebackers that are going to be on the Cowboys when they actually have their 53-man roster are named Micah Parsons, Leighton Vander Esch, Jabril Cox, Luke Gifford, and then you don't know. They like their draft picks, so somebody like Devin Harper out of Oklahoma State probably has a decent chance to make it. Aaron Hansford, Texas A&M, Damone Clark, LSU, but he is not going to be healthy to start the season. So Malik Jefferson will have a legitimate chance to compete for a roster spot, but don't get too excited and think that Malik Jefferson is going to be the answer to something. He has been a guy that's been kind of fighting and clawing just to stay in the league since he was drafted in 2018 and never really was able to find a great spot. Kilgore, I appreciate you being in the super chat, my brother. You the man. Why do people keep talking about trading a receiver when we have to pay CD and Diggs next year? Hey, Kenny and Quinlan. Good to see you, brother. I like the hair, Jeff. Yeah, that's hair moisturizer. I woke up and did not, I haven't showered or anything yet. I just slapped some moisturizer in there and was like, all right. Malik Jefferson, the next J-Ron? Totally kidding from Kilgore. It'd be really cool if he was able to do something. The local kids. That is, like, this is the story of Texas football, though. Like, Texas football, you get I don't know if Malik was a 5-star, but he's a 4 or 5-star. And never became what everybody hoped that he would become. Never turned into a guy that was actually going to be a first-round pick or anything like that. Now, I move on to, because now that they have actually moved their butt and signed somebody, the Cowboys, look up their salary cap space real quick, but they have plenty of money to spend at the moment, right? The Dallas Cowboys have like $22.5 million in cap space right now. And so I'm just thinking to myself, and Dizzy, thank you for the super chat saying, what's up with the Anthony Barr situation? And that's a great question. I like the Cowboys. I think there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 free agents available. There's no reason the Cowboys wouldn't be interested. There's no reason they wouldn't at least reach out and find out What do these guys want? How much do they want? What's the holdup? Why are you guys still available and on the streets? The guy who I really wish wasn't hurt. I know you guys are going to kill me for this. Would be Odell Beckham. I wish Odell Beckham was healthy and you could sign him because the Cowboys wide receivers going into week 1 of the season. We don't know for sure how long Michael Gallup's going to miss to start the year, but there's a chance that he starts the season on PUP. And if he does, your boy might miss 6 weeks, right? So if he does miss 6 weeks, the Cowboys wide receivers are going to be CeeDee Lamb, Jalen Tolbert, James Washington. Fourth receiver will be Noah Brown. Behind that, Simi Fehoko, TJ Vasher, Ty Freifogel, Ontario Drummond. Not that you can't get it done, but how much different do you feel if, and this one would be a flyer, I admit it, but it's a big name and he's been really good at football for a really long time. Was banged up all of last year and things didn't go the way you liked, but wouldn't taking a chance on Julio Jones make your team better? Julio Jones is still a free agent. He's healthy. And the other one that maybe is more realistic because he's not potentially old and over the hill, wouldn't Will Fuller make your team better and give you sort of a designated deep threat? Yeah. Make the phone calls, Cowboys. Like, what are you worried about blocking? A year ago, your wide receiver core was CeeDee Lamb, Amari Cooper, Michael Gallup. You are now going to start with no Michael Gallup, no Amari Cooper, and instead Jalen Tolbert and James Washington. Wouldn't having Will Fuller, even if he is an injury-prone kind of guy, wouldn't that make you feel better? Wouldn't having Julio Jones in the mix make you feel better? I won't say the name Antonio Brown because you don't want that. You don't want that in your life. Cole Beasley's available. I don't think the Cowboys are interested in a slot-only guy. So that's 2 of the 5 guys that I want the Cowboys to be interested. Julio Jones, Will Fuller. You should not be happy with your wide receiver room at the moment. You shouldn't. Emmanuel Sanders. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. David was just watching highlights of the Dallas and Raiders game. Damn, Gallup made some great catches. Can't wait to see him play again. I appreciate you being in here, David. Anthony Barr was mentioned in the chat. Cowboys signed Malik Jefferson today. I gave you the Cowboys, the linebacker core as it stands currently for the Cowboys. The Cowboys linebacker core currently is Micah Parsons, Leighton Vander Esch, Jabril Cox. Luke Gifford. That's the linebacker core. It's hard to feel great about, man. Go get Anthony Barr. Will Fuller has 2 routes, post and go. Sweet. Go run them. Go run fast. Anthony Barr. You don't think that makes you feel better about having Micah Parsons as a pass rusher a lot of the time? If Anthony Barr is back there with Leighton Vander Esch, Jabril Cox, whoever else is actually playing. You get $22.5 million. Spend it. Now, they may be hopeful they can carry some of that over to get their deals done with guys like Trayvon Diggs and CeeDee Lamb and whatever, but you're going to have Lyle Collins money coming off the books. Dalton Schultz was franchise tagged, so his money's coming off the books. The salary cap goes up and on and on and on and on and on. The aggressive teams make signings like that. The Cowboys are hesitant to because in their mind, why would we sign a wide receiver that would potentially block our rookie 3rd-round pick from playing? Why would we sign a wide receiver that would potentially there's nothing else in the receiver core to worry about. Why would we, in the case of Anthony Barr, why would we sign a guy that would block potentially Jabril Cox from being able to play and develop? Next name I would bring up, center J.C. Treader, formerly of the Cleveland Browns. He's better than Tyler Biadasz. But we have our young center going into his 3rd year. Why would we block his development? We are a draft and develop team. That is the way that the Cowboys process these sorts of things. There has to be a balance to that. If there are guys out there that are better than your guys will play when you don't have someone better than them on your roster. So Malik Jefferson's been signed. We'll see if he makes the team. If he does, that'd be great. That'd be really cool. Neat local story. But don't get your hopes up that the Malik Jefferson signing is something big. It's just a name. 5 names I want: Will Fuller, Julio Jones, J.C. Tretter, Anthony Barr, and offensive tackle Darrell Williams. He's 30 years old. He just started, every game last year in Buffalo? There are guys out there who like Darrell Williams. He's 100% better than any of your backup offensive tackles. And he's probably better than your starting right tackle. You're just hanging out there as a free agent. Just hanging out. Those are names I like. Michael, appreciate you being in the super chat. Fuller's injury prone and small, bad hands. No, that's fine if you're thinking that these guys, they're not perfect players or they would be making a whole bunch of money and would already be signed somewhere. But Will Fuller is a better deep threat than James Washington, and it ain't close. There's no comparison there. Darrell Williams is infinitely better than Matt Waletzko or Josh Ball. He's probably better than Terrence Steele. Sebastian Spencer, there's no reason to not sign or even overpay any of these guys on a 1-year deal to be a Band-Aid for this year and still have cap for the future. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I'm saying. I support you. Sebastian, Mr. Spencer. Yeah, I just think the Cowboys need to. Broada says Tretter is broken down and doesn't like to practice. He's better than your starting center. So, that's great. It's cool information to have on the why that some people may not be interested. He's better than our guy. But hopefully Tyler Biadasz can continue to get better and better. I believe he's working with the great Duke Manyweather, and I'm a big believer in Duke, that he can help guys. I believe Terrence Steele works with Duke. I believe Tyler Smith is now working with Duke. He pretty much works with the Cowboys on the entire offensive line, which is great because the Cowboys offensive line coach, I don't believe is great at developing players. For the Jeff to Oxnard Fund from D. Diegos. I am in the search of, I'll be there regardless. I'm just looking for a sponsor that could foot the bill so that I don't have to pay the whole bill of getting myself out there. But I am in the market for a sponsor to get me to Oxnard, and you would be talked about obviously every day on the show while I'm out there. Woo woo. My dad spelled my name wrong as a baby, and I've been dealing with pronunciation issues every day since. Okay, so I'm assuming that is Sebastian. It's just spelled Sebastian. It happens. How's the rookie O-lineman look? I'll tell you in a couple of weeks when we get out there. We're going to be out there. It's going to be good. Thank you guys for the compliments on the haircut because I never feel good about my hair. Love you guys. Thanks for stopping by. Cowboys signed Malik Jefferson, according to Mike Fisher. Shout out to the scoop. And remember, you have no idea what anybody is going through. So be cool to everyone. I love you. Anthony wants me to bring back the hair. Okay. Think about that. And I will see you in Oxnard. No, I'll try to do a little something, I think, every day leading up to it. It's time to crank back up the content because we are almost there. What are we, 2 weeks from Oxnard? I think my plan will be to get there Wednesday for their first practice doesn't matter. For the second practice and probably be there 6 to 10 days through at least their first 2 to 4 padded practices. That'll be my plan. Where'd you get your mic? From Bobby Belt. Bobby Belt hooked it up. This is a very nice mic. My old mic is... I thought I had a nice mic, and Bobby was like, there's better mics out there, and the great Bobby Belt hooked me up. All right, I love you guys. Have a great day. I will see you tomorrow. I'm late. Recap. Okay, you can't... That's why you can replay it on YouTube, but you want the recap? Cowboys signed Malik Jefferson. Not that big a deal. Might make the team, might not, but it's cool because he's a former Longhorn. Go Horns. 5 guys I hope the Cowboys are still talking to. J.C. Tretter, center. That could upgrade. Darrell Williams, offensive tackle. Will Fuller, wide receiver. Julio Jones, wide receiver. Anthony Barr, linebacker. Cowboys are sitting on $22.5 million. There's no reason not to fire off a couple of 1-year deals that make your roster better today. All right. Love you guys.